Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, Dawg Knight. All right, stop the music. Good morning, everybody. Hey, man, a lot of you jumped in here really quick. I am glad to see you. This is a special Saturday edition of the Morning Night Live. You know what? I was just surfing around on Twitter and surfing the internet and looking at stuff and just, I got an inspiration to come and just show up here. And look who's here already. This is awesome. You know, let me just say hi to a few people because I see a bunch of you are already here. Good morning, Johnny Hillcat, Beth Castleman, Sarah, the Angel Muniz Variety Show, Reason Vision, Zombie Teddy, what's happening? Diesel Dave, sup fuckers, as he always tells me. And who else is here? Tyler F. Man, y'all are jumping in. It's awesome. Nice to see everybody this morning. Well, if you haven't heard... If you haven't heard, this morning, or well, actually last night, about 5:30 Eastern time, which is known as the Friday news dump, we got some news. We got some news from the executive branch of the U.S. government. Apparently, Mr. Mueller. Apparently, Mueller sent his report to the Justice Department, and the Justice Department announced that there's not going to be any more indictments. Now, that's an interesting turn of events. And I've been just floating around on Twitter today, looking at what's going on in the world. And there's a lot of people talking about this. Let's see. Oh, what's that question? Zombie Teddy asks, it's Saturday. Will Lady Boomer be able to join the stream? It's very slightly possible, but she's sleeping right now. Yes, because she was up a little bit late last night. She had some stuff going on at work that she needed to wind down and take care of. So it's let's say it's unlikely. However, it is possible that we may have some guests today. So just, you know, we'll if it's not her, it very well could be somebody else. Now, I just heard that little beepy noise. What that? Did I get a new subscriber today? Well, hot dog, Pincalo, the driving ape, man, just subscribe. Thank you, Pincalo. Nice to have you aboard. We're here every day. Well, not every day. We're here Monday through Friday normally. Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, 2 p.m. GMT with the Morning Night Live. But this is a special edition. I noticed when I put the title of this stream out, I did not give it a number because this is not a normal time that we stream. So, but thank you so much, y'all, for being here. In fact, I may even, let me do this. I'm going to just see if, I know a couple people are out there that you may want to hear. I'm going to see if somebody wants to jump in here. Let's see. Just a second here. Let's see. And then let's go there. And let's, I got to do this. There's a whole bunch of things I have to do to get guests on. So I'm going to do that now. I really hadn't planned this too well, but I'm going to invite I got someone I can invite here, right here. Hit the plus sign, and there's that. Copy, paste. Now that you in Blind Press. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, now I can listen to Blind Press. I listened to her the other day, in fact, when she had Irate Prostate on. So that was cool. So yeah, it's nice to be able to listen to her stream too. Let's see here. Well, maybe if I just do this. Let's just do this for now. Let's go there. And I'm going to put, I see you're awake. And just jump in if you like. Bop. All right. And hey, Goliathan, how you doing? Nice to see you. Due to a new job, I haven't been able to catch you live. Good to see you. Good to see you too. Thanks for being here. And Pincalo, I didn't say hello, I don't think, so I'm going to say hello to you now. So the report is going to be a good amount of nothing. Yeah, you know, I'm finding a lot of humorous things about this report. It hasn't even come out yet, and I've found some humorous things. And one of my favorite things so far, I'm going to put it on the screen. Hopefully you'll be able to hear it just fine, because I found this to be very, very funny. And let me put this on the screen real quick. All right, now watch this. This is a little humorous, and I don't mean to make fun of. Now, well, let me tell you the story behind this after I play it. Here we go. All right, so what's funny about this, besides that, you know, unfortunately, oh, no sound. Really? You couldn't hear that? All right, hang on. I gotta turn. Oh, that's because do I have this on? Desktop audio. Oh, there is no sound. What the hell's going on here? Oh, what the heck happened? Oh, now I'm embarrassed. It has do this. I might have to restart the stream because there we go.
Stopped Mueller from doing, and that's fascinating. Everybody would like to hear that from Robert Mueller as well as from Bill Barr. But,
you can hear it now. I know you
can't.
Bill Barr who is
speaking on Mueller's behalf. Robert Mueller is still at
hit
this
the
point
one if you can hear it.
Silent, as he has been from the very beginning. Although we'll have more on that in a moment. Here's more from the letter, though. Quote, special to do.
You know what? I'm gonna play it again just because I'm not laughing at Rachel Maddow. I kind of am, but I'm not. But if you haven't been paying attention to her for the last 2 years, the only thing she talks about is Russia. Hi, Irish Rose. So let me play it again. I'm laughing at the woman who recorded this. Listen to her again. This is just funny.
To do that Bill Barr stopped Mueller from doing. And that's fascinating. Everybody would like to hear that from Robert Mueller as well as from Bill Barr. But at this point, it's only Bill Barr who is speaking on Mueller's behalf. Robert Mueller is still at this point publicly silent, as he has been.
Oh, I'm sorry, I went backwards here.
Although we'll have more on that.
I went off.
Here's more from the letter, though.
Now, here's a funny thing about this. Now, you know that Twitter has lost its damn mind. Remember a couple weeks ago, all the people were getting suspended for tweeting journalists learn to code. Well, this woman, apparently Twitter suspended the account that said Maddow was crying. I guess that's the newest thing you're not allowed to do to say to of a journalist. But here's someone else who downloaded the video. So I wonder how long Twitter permits this one to last. I'm interested. Yeah, I wonder if this one's even still up. Let's see if this one's even still up. Let's go on to Twitter here. Well, this one is still up. Yeah, look at this. They suspended the account. Oh, what? Yeah, so there it is. Rachel Maddow's weeping. Count suspended. This count has been suspended. Can you believe that? You know what? I'm sure there's some salty people over at Twitter too. Hey, I gotta. Okay, so now I'm gonna check this DM from. I don't want to put this. Let's do this before. What the hell? I gotta put me up here. Sorry, I hope I didn't do that. Oh, good. I didn't. I did not reveal your name, Maniac Man. I'm just leaving it there. And okay, there we got it. What do we have here? Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. In fact, I'll follow you back just so I can get your DMs. By the way, if you do want to ever DM me on Twitter, right down there, there's my Twitter handle. It's just Dawg Knight spelled out with no spaces. And then also down here, there's a little share arrow. Where is it? About roughly there. I'm going to guess somewhere right there. If you're on a computer, it's down there. If you're on a phone, it's somewhere, I don't know, it's somewhere down there. But anyway, let's see here. All right, thank you, Maniac Man, and I am going to accept, and then I'm going to follow you back too, just so that I know where you're at. So cool. Now you can DM me, and I don't have to go through any hoops to do that. Twitter had a mind to lose. Yeah, it's hard to say. It's hard to say if they really did or not. You know, so let's see. And thank you, by the way, David Cat and Sarah and Diesel Dave and yeah, thanks everybody who retweeted the stream out this morning. So, couple things. So let's go in here. I want to go back into this Ace of Spades blog though, because there's a lot of good stuff in here that I just find humorous, related to the. Oh shoot! Now what the heck on here? All right, you know what, guys? I hate to do this, but I gotta do a little standby. Give me a few minutes, and I'll be right back. All right, everybody, and I'm back. Had to let Knight Jr. in the house because I had the door locked, and he's doing a short visit from college. Hey, out of curiosity, let me ask him a question a second. Hey, when do you leave, G?
Tomorrow at like 3:45.
Oh, so you don't need your truck?
No.
All right. Anyway, my son has come home because he's getting ready to leave for Mexico tomorrow because it's spring break. I wish I had a spring break. They don't have spring breaks for adults anymore. You got to plan stuff out. Anyway, all right. So here we go. Couple funny things. This is one reason I like the Ace of Spades because it's hilarious. Oh yeah, I always forget to shill. Thanks, Sarah, for reminding me to shill. Also down there below or in the chat right now, there's a link to the Streamlabs if you have something you really want me to say. Put it on the Streamlabs. That works like super chats, and also it, you know, yeah, it works as a donation thing. But it also, if you want your voice heard for sure, or something you want to get my attention and make sure I say something, put it in the super chats, or excuse me, aka Streamlabs. I'm not monetized yet. All right, here we go. I found this one to be funny, so we'll put this one on the screen. A new study has found that people who take their coffee black are more likely to exhibit psychopathic traits. And people who order a quad shot, non-fat, vanilla soy, extra foam, light whip with caramel drizzle are much more likely to be their victims. Okay, that's pretty funny. Okay, this is Saturday Morning Funnies Day. This is a random stream, so a lot of stuff's going to be random. Random. Let's see here. Oh, actually, there's always a... This is a good day for some just funny articles, too. What? Okay, this is strange. Man forced to shorten fence gets even with nude mannequins. California man who was forced to lower his fence due to a neighbor's complaint is getting even with a display of mannequins having a naked party. Jason Windus said he needed a high fence in his Santa Rosa yard to prevent his dogs from jumping the barrier and getting out. But a neighbor complained to the city, and he was told the fence was a zoning violation and needed to be lowered. Windus lowered the fence to the allowed maximum of 36 inches, but filled his now visible yard with naked mannequins posed as if they were enjoying a garden party. I guess the average person would get angry and cop resentment. I throw a naked party in my yard, Windus told KGO TV. They wanted me to tear down my fence to see inside my yard, and now they get to. The party scene includes a note for the anonymous neighbor who filed the complaint. Reserve a seat for the nosy neighbor that complained about my fence to the city. So that's really a good way to get even. It's not, man, it must be Boomer Saturday. Yes, it is Boomer Saturday. Hey, what's up, C. Thomas the Peasant? Oh, by the way, I hear Lady Boomer. What? Lady Boomer. Hey. Say hi to everybody. Hi. That Lady Boomer is awake and looking fabulous. Yes, good morning. Hello. All right, moving on. Let's see what else we got here. Hang on, back into my favorite place to go. Oh, what happened there? All right. People are yelling Lady Boomer. Sarah says, hi, Lady Boomer. Johnny Hellcat, Lady Boomer. C. Thomas the Peasant, how late am I? You're not late, Thomas. This is a random stream, and I just started, so you're not late at all. Yes. Oh, she's going to come and laugh for us. No. Do you want to be on camera?
Oh, hell no.
Why not? It's a Saturday random stream.
Yeah, no, this randomness is not going on there.
Okay, well, there we go. All right, and thanks, Tyler F., for retweeting my random stream out. I appreciate that. All right, let's see what else I got here. I do want to talk about Mueller. You know what? First, I tell you, let's do this. I'm going to go back to Robert Mueller, and then we'll do the funny stories. So let's, and a couple of these. Well, here's okay. Watching the reaction of the professional left and all its desperate faithful after the Mueller dud, I'm reminded of the eloquent words of Nelson Muntz. Ha ha. It's gonna be Mueller meme. It can't be Mueller meme Monday. Monday? What the hell's Monday? Monday. What? Sarah, woman, sit your ass down and talk with us. We miss you. She's giggling back there. She heard me. I don't know if you knew that was addressed to you, right? Lady Boomer. She's over there laughing her ass off. That was Sarah. Sarah says, woman, sit your ass down and talk with us. We miss you.
My son is here.
Oh, yeah. See, we don't see our son that often. And me being the terrible dad that I am, it just went on streaming. But Lady Boomer is giving our son love and comfort.
Because he's leaving tomorrow.
I know. But you wouldn't have seen him this week anyway.
That's why I have to see him now.
But you wouldn't have seen him now if he wasn't here.
But he's here.
But he's here, I know. But he wouldn't have normally be. You'd just talk to him on the phone or text him or something.
Yeah, well, I'm in
but he's here. She's being a good mom, and I'm being an awful dad. All right, here we go. Let's move on. What else on the old Mueller? There's actually some good articles on this. And that wasn't it. Here we go. Where was I? Actually, you know, I'm gonna go. I was kind of in Twitter. There was a lot of dumb stuff in Twitter right now, but there is a what? Oh, hey, what? Wait, what am I missing here? Oh, okay. Anyway, all right. Oh, yeah, Dusty Smith's brilliant. No, we're not going to go there. Back to, where's the, I'm sorry. Like I said, this was not a planned stream, so I didn't. Oh, here's an interesting one. And this is odd. Now, I'm fine if I want them to release the Mueller report at some point. But let's just remember, when did the Mueller report get sent to the Department of Justice? Has it even been 24 hours yet? I'm not wearing a watch, but I'm pretending to. It hasn't even been 24 hours yet. So we know that the report is going to be released eventually, and probably soon. It's probably going to be sent to the, people who requested it. With the Justice Department usually has to have some time for redactions and things like that, to so that you don't have any, classified information going out. Well, already now. First of all, look at the irony of this headline. So, okay, listen to this headline and tell me if you can tell this is a very ironic headline. Good morning, Midnight in Exile. The headline of this article is Privacy Group sues DOJ for public release of Mueller report. A report that is just sent to the Justice Department yesterday. Privacy Group sues DOJ for release of Mueller report. If that's not one of the most ironic headlines I've ever read. Now, I get it. Whoever wrote this headline wasn't really thinking about what he was writing. Anyway, the Electronic Privacy Information Center, EPIC, filed a lawsuit on Friday to obtain special counsel Robert Mueller's final report on his investigation into possible obstruction of justice by President Trump and possible coordination between the Trump campaign and Russia. The Privacy Group filed a lawsuit under the Freedom of Information Act against the Justice Department to acquire the report's non-exempt findings, stating that the information in Mueller's report was of overwhelming public interest. Now, do these people realize that let's see, here's how they worded it. The report's non-exempt findings are already going to be made public. Nobody is arguing about the non-exempt findings being made public. It's going to be done, but it hasn't even been 24 hours. Anyway, there's a statement here. The public has a right to know whether the president unlawfully, hang on, let me click that. The public has the right to know the full scope, where is it? Oh, here we go. The public has the right to know the full scope of the Russian interference in the 2016 United States presidential election, which, if you've really listened closely, so far they have some Facebook ads by a clickbait farm that most of them were put on Facebook after the election. And I think maybe had a total of 2,000 views or, impressions the ones before. And half of them were Bernie Sanders ads. Also, and then they're saying that the Russians perhaps had something to do with the WikiLeaks emails, which is very unlikely, actually, if you've paid attention and really read everything that they put out. It's very unlikely the Russians were the ones who hacked the DNC and John Podesta and so on. But anyway, the public has the right to know the full scope of Russian interference in the 2016 presidential elections, whether the president of the United States played any role in such interference, EPIC said in its lawsuit, which was filed in U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia. The public has a right to know whether the president unlawfully obstructed any investigation into Russian election interference or related matters, the group added. Well, since there are no more indictments, apparently he did not. The requested records are vital to the public's understanding of these issues and to the integrity of the political system of the United States. EPIC's public record request seeks documents including Mueller's final report to Attorney General William Barr, as well as materials related to the report. EPIC has pursued multiple FOIL Act lawsuits against the Justice Department related to Russian election interference, including one suit over the FBI's response to Russia's cyber attacks and election cybersecurity. So anyway, already the FOIA requests are flying out the door. Yeah, good for them. The things they're asking for, clearly the Judicial Committee in the House of Representatives is dying to have it because, Adam Schiff and, well, he's not judicial. That's who's that Judicial Committee? Elijah Cummings. He's the chairman of the Judicial, but it's just, oh my goodness. There are a lot of salty people out in the world right now. In fact, I had to laugh because Tim Pool here. Let's see. I'm just gonna go on YouTube and I'm gonna click Rachel Maddow. Oh my, yeah. There's MSNBC here. How long is this one? This one's only 7 minutes. Let's go through let's go a YouTube video. Let's go to a YouTube video. We're gonna go. Congress demands full Robert Mueller report and underlying evidence. And this is Rachel Maddow. And we're gonna just watch this and hang on here. Let's pause. Oh, let me click here. Just this Oh, I don't mean to take joy in this because, you know, if he would have found something that really, you know, implicated Trump, I would expect the president to get impeached and take the full brunt of the law. But there's been so many clues during this whole thing that there was really nothing there, and people refuse to see them. It's just amazing. All right, now I'm going to show you this face before I hit play. Look at this face. Ah, look at that face. Oh, she is so disappointed. She is so disappointed. All right, so let's watch a little bit of this. We'll stop and oh, I shouldn't be laughing this hard, but all right, here we go. Let's watch some of this.
Tonight, we got a joint statement from the 6 Democratic committee chairs in the House who have equities in this fight, from Intelligence, Judiciary, Oversight, Finance, Foreign Affairs, and Ways and Means.
Now, did you hear what she just said? 6 different committees are going to be spending time on this. 6 committees. What else are these committees going to accomplish in the next 2 years? Now, I am not 100% against the Democrats, but they're really trying to make me that. They really are. 6 different committees. All right, let's go on. I might be stopping this a lot as I hear this go on and on and on. But everyone's favorite Adam Schiff. I got to see this.
Quote, the Justice Department must now release to the public the entire report submitted by Special Counsel Mueller to the Attorney General to ensure Congress can discharge its constitutional responsibilities. We also expect the underlying evidence uncovered during the course of the Special Counsel's investigation will be turned over to the relevant committees of Congress upon request.
Because they want to tie up everything, because they don't, they you know, I get it. Never mind.
Underlying evidence. To be clear, if the special counsel has reason to believe that the president has engaged in criminal or other serious misconduct, then the Justice Department has an obligation not to conceal such information.
If there are no pending indictments, doesn't that mean that perhaps the president has not engaged in criminal or other serious misconduct? But I guess, you know what, they want to see the underlying evidence because this is a fishing expedition, and they, you know, I think they could spend their time more wisely. But you know, that's their job is oversight. I'm not gonna tell them what they should be doing. Whatever. Gosh, here we go. Continue.
Because the Justice Department maintains that a sitting president cannot be indicted, to then withhold evidence of wrongdoing from Congress because a sitting president cannot be charged is to convert Justice Department policy into the means for a cover-up. Anything less than full transparency would raise serious questions about whether the Department of Justice policy is being used as a pretext for a cover-up of misconduct. Strong words from the...
Yes, strong words, very well written, very, very accusatory, very just, you know, they want to make it look like there's something to cover up. I really do that they hope that they release the full report unredacted. And that's, I'm pretty sure that's what the president wants. But, you know, wow. Anyway, let's see. I don't know if I can participate in the 2020 elections. Doc said I need to cut back on my sodium intake. There is absolutely a lot of salt, and it's going to be, Oh, I got to show you Krassenstein too. There's something funny about that, but hang on here. We'll keep going.
Those 6 Democratic committee chairs tonight, demanding, again, not only the report itself, but the underlying evidence to be handed over to the relevant committees. Joining us now is Congressman Adam Schiff, the chairman of the Intelligence Committee in the House.
Adam
Sir, it is great
Schiff
to have you with us tonight.
brains.
Thank you for being here. I just have to ask you top line what you make of this development today. Attorney General Barr's letter, what he has explained, and what it suggests to you about the process.
By the way, I do actually have my reparations coffee. I just didn't tell you yet. Oh, I'm sorry. Here we go.
Well, what I make of it is this is the logical conclusion of the special counsel's work, that other aspects of the investigation.
Whoa! Wait a minute. Did he just say this is the logical conclusion of the special counsel's work? Does everyone know who this person is on the screen? This guy right here? Where is it? Up there? You know who that is? This guy? Whoops, this guy right here? That? His name is Adam Schiff. Adam Schiff, from the very beginning, has maintained that he already has the evidence that the president has colluded with Russia. Beyond a shadow of a doubt that people were going to go to jail. They have the he's maintained this entire 2 years that they have the evidence. They already have the evidence. And the special counsel should just do their job. Now, he just said this is the logical conclusion. Let's find out what he's talking about, because this makes no sense whatsoever. Yes, please like and share this stream.
Will be farmed out to either Main Justice or the Southern District or other elements of the Justice Department. But he's finished his core responsibility, and now he's made a fulsome report, and that report needs to be made public. The Attorney General committed to making as much of it public as was consistent with law or policy. If he's true to that, it means the entire thing, and we're going to insist upon it. And as the letter that you quoted points out, of perhaps even greater importance, the Congress is going to need the underlying evidence, because some of that evidence may go to the compromise of the president or people around him that poses a real threat to our national security, and we need to know it if that's the case.
All right, so what he's saying is they're still thinking, he's saying there's still hope. He thinks there's still hope. Now, here's what's really happening. I'm going to just show you a little image here because I think this is very apropos. Let me find it real quick because it's perfect for what we're talking about today. There we go. There you go, right there. That's what's really happening right now. That's what's really happening. The goalposts are moving. They're moving really quickly. All right, let's get back to Adam Schiff. Hang on here. All right, let's get back to Adam Schiff. Let's see what...
As the chairman of the Intelligence Committee, you in particular as chair, but you and all of your colleagues on that committee deal with very sensitive information all the time. And there are protocols for that committee that there aren't for any other part of Congress because of the sensitivity of material that you're with which you're entrusted. Given that, given your training in that matter, given your experience with that, given how seriously you take that, I wonder if there's anything that you can imagine might be in this report.
I wonder,
that
hey,
really
MC, how you
can't
doing?
Go broadly to Congress, that can't go especially to the public. If there's anything with intelligence matters that relates to intelligence matters that you
maybe he'll lie.
Let's
see if he tells the
sympathetic
truth
to
here.
Keeping under wraps, either just being briefed to your committee or just being held within the Justice Department.
There may very well be things in the report that will require minor redactions that might go to a source of information that was gathered by an intel agency. I wouldn't be surprised, frankly, if Bob Mueller...
You know, when during all this stuff, hey, good morning, W.R. Costin. How you doing, W.R.? And hey, I'm going to say hi, MC, just in case you didn't hear me. You know, and this is a random stream today. We're enjoying the Mueller report and looking at things. So, Yeah, minor. You know, every time there's any type of report coming through the some of these committees and through the Justice Department, do you remember the redactions in the information they were given when they had the hearings on the email server controversy? Sometimes half the report would be redacted, and it's not unusual. There's certainly things, especially he's part of the Intelligence Committee. He, in particular, should know that any type of information that is specific to top secret or special access information is obviously going to be redacted. Now, I hope they don't, because what you're going to find out is when they get into talking about the guy who wrote the report and their relationship to how they got information. Because remember, so they're talking about Russian interference in an election, but the report that Steele wrote, his information supposedly came from the Russians. So isn't that Russian interference in an election also? So anyway, let's go on. Let's hear what he says here.
Left those specific source references out of the report. They wouldn't be necessary to the report, but those redactions could be made. It's also fair to point out that the Justice Department has declassified information when it felt it was in the public interest, and indeed declassified FISA application material in the current Mueller investigation, even while that investigation was ongoing. So yes, there could be very small things, but I think the most important point is this investigation began as a counterintelligence investigation, not a criminal investigation. It went to look at the question of whether people were acting as agents of a foreign power. That information needs to be made public. And if we need to do so by redacting information, then we do that. If we can...
Hang on. This image is important again. Ooh, my name's Adam Schiff. My name's Adam Schiff. Okay, continuing.
Classify information in the interest of transparency and not sacrifice sources and methods, then we should do that too.
What are you going to do if Barr says no? I mean, if William Barr says, this report has been submitted to me, I have the one copy of this report, I believe that the principal conclusions should be briefed, and as far as I'm concerned, the principal conclusions are these are the people that have been indicted, and other than that, there's no Justice Department responsibility to pass anything else on. I don't care about public clamor. I don't care about statements about what I must do from anybody. I'm just going to sit on all of the rest of it. I mean, presumably subpoena...
What are you going to do if the hook runs over you?
The report, subpoenaing Mr. Mueller himself, subpoenaing other people involved in the investigation. Ultimately, those subpoenas get enforced through the Justice Department, don't they? I mean, if William Barr decided that he was going to dig in his heels...
What are you going to do if William Barr says, piss off? Oh man, kind of like they did, like kind of how, kind of like how Loretta Lynch gave immunity to so many people and said, piss off.
And that let none of this out. It's hard for me to figure out what leverage could be used against him.
Rules for me, but not for
the
thee.
Congress has considerable leverage, and certainly we would begin by requesting the voluntary production of the information, and then move to subpoenas, and then move to court enforcement, and then think about other means of pressuring the department to be transparent.
Here's what's going to happen, and I've kind of predicted this all along, that when this came out, there's not going to be much to say in it. They're going to release this report with as few redactions as they can. And then they're still going to try to take them to court over the redactions. But I don't think the redactions are going to be material. That's my personal opinion. I don't know everything, but as I've been watching this unfold for 2 years, that is my informed opinion.
But it will be unsustainable for the Justice Department to take that position. In the last Congress, Rachel, the Justice Department provided over 880,000 pages of discovery of evidence to the Republican Congress in the answer to subpoenas in an investigation, the Clinton email investigation, in which no one was indicted.
Oh, let's talk about why no one was indicted. Wow. He must not be following the news. Are you laughing at me? Oh, okay. Okay, that's good. I hope you couldn't hear that because that really shouldn't have been a part of the broadcast. Anyway, let's talk about why no one was indicted. And we're beginning to find that out because the Justice Department, aka Loretta Lynch, put a little pressure on the FBI to make sure that or especially James Comey, to make sure that nobody got indicted. That may be changing soon. There's plenty of evidence. In fact, they had the evidence to indict Hillary Clinton. Now, it would have been problematic because she was currently she was a Democratic nominee for president at the time. But Comey very clearly when he did that little press conference, very clearly made it clear that the evidence to indict her was there. That, and then his last line was, well, nobody would indict anyone for this. But the fact that she had classified information outside of government-controlled, locations, servers, etc., any person who knows anything about classified information with the government knows that that's highly illegal. There are people in prison. Edward Snowden went to prison because he had government classified information outside of secured government locations. Chelsea Manning, Bradley Manning, whatever her name was before she was Chelsea Manning, when she was that name, the reason she was in prison is because she had classified information outside of government secured locations. There's a young Navy sailor who took a selfie on a nuclear submarine who went to prison for a year for having classified information outside of a secure government location. He was just there with his parents and they took a picture of him in the sub. He went to prison. He went to the brig for that. So clearly the reason no one was indicted in the classified information, I'm calling it the classified information scandal. It's not an email scandal. It's a classified information scandal that Hillary Clinton should have been indicted for, just like any other government personnel. But because Loretta Lynch told Jim Comey not to indict, she told him, do not indict. Okay, there's a reason that Clinton and Bill Clinton and Loretta Lynch met on a tarmac of an airport in Arizona. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we may talk about that soon because it's going to come up again because that's all being rehashed right now. There's right now there's criminal investigations into that as we speak, and also there's criminal investigation in the Ukraine. Tyler F. There was also news recently of Ukrainian influence in the 2016 election in favor of Clinton. Yeah, the Ukrainian government is investigating that right now. That whole thing's not over anyway.
Information about Hillary Clinton, about Bruce Orr, about Andy McCabe.
Yeah, guess what? Bill Clinton, Bruce Orr, Andy McCabe,
about
Jim
Lisa
Comey,
Page and
Lisa
Peter
Page,
Strzok.
Peter Strzok. Those are all people who very well could be indicted soon. Just saying, you watch over the next 2 years. You're going to be hearing a lot more about that, I bet.
The department to maintain that they never provide information in cases that don't result in indictment is simply not true. And 880,000 pages.
Yeah, they're not saying that, so whatever.
Demonstrate that. They did so because there was an intense public interest and need to know, and because Congress...
Because they figured out that everybody was lying, and they've proven they were lying since that information came out.
Insisted. And the case for public disclosure here, with allegations that are far more serious, is much more compelling.
Far more serious? Far more serious? Something that didn't happen cannot be far more serious than something that did happen. Sorry, Schiff.
In the case of Hillary Clinton, who did not win the election, she was not in a position to cover up through the Justice Department any evidence of wrongdoing. This president is, and this president, there is, I think, all too much evidence, has tried to interfere, has tried to obstruct. And for that reason, it is all the more incumbent on the Justice Department to be even more transparent. So if we go to court, the Justice Department loses. But more than that, if they...
Okay, so real quick, C. Thomas donated $2 on Streamlabs below. Down, you can find it down in the description if you're not sure where the link is. Adam Schiff and Melting Maddow have been jerking the gherkin over the fantasy to get rid of Trump, who did nothing, impeachment worthy, while their friends do all kinds of illegal fuckery, convinced nothing they do wrong. People, while their friends do all kinds of fuckery, but are convinced they do nothing wrong because they're right always, because they're always right. So thank you, C. Thomas, for the $2 donation on Streamlabs. Continuing with the ding dong here. Yeah, isn't that the truth? Seriously, it's a fantasy. It's something. Anyway.
Good this.
Good point, C. Thomas.
They damage the department's reputation. And I think the same way that the Supreme Court, when it decided Bush v. Gore and threw out decades of precedent, caused the public to view the Supreme Court as potentially just another partisan institution.
Oh, my God. Bush v. Gore you're going to talk about? Wow. Look, he didn't. We're not going to talk about how they counted votes in Bush v. Gore. Bush won Florida every way you counted them, except for the one. Oh, let's not get it. I'm not going there. I am not going there. I'm not going there. Nope.
Should Barr adopt a double standard here, it will likewise damage the reputation of this department and ultimately be unsuccessful.
Look, this report is going to be out. They're just not going to be as fast. Bye, Lady Boomer. Bye, son. Where you all going? Hang on. Give me a second here.
I'm going to take him to Kohl's to go shopping. We're going to go to the bank, get some ones.
Oh, ones. What do you need? Oh, I thought maybe for... Never mind. Oh, yeah. Anyway.
We'll pick you up for lunch.
You'll pick me up for lunch?
Yeah.
Oh, where are you going to go to lunch?
We're going to lunch.
Oh, we are.
With us.
Oh, okay. Apparently I'm going to lunch later.
Well,
Yay! Oh, we'll take him to that barbecue place.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, anyway. Sorry, we had a little boomer break there. Here we go. Back to Schiff.
Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff.
That's the end of that. So yeah. So anyway, yeah. So they're just, you know what? They're gonna try to keep moving the goalposts. They're gonna try. Here's what they want. They want to see if they can find whatever they can. Their goal is to impeach President Trump. You know, I honestly, they're wasting their time. They're trying. Well, here's the big thing is they're trying to damage Trump. Okay. That's all they're really trying to do here is they're trying to damage Trump however they can. And so I just I get it. You know, it's politics. Politics is a dirty business, and so they're going to continue to do this. I think they are miscalculating the American people. I really do. I don't think they're looking good right now. They've been for 2 years insisting on this Russian interference narrative. Now, whatever, you know, and to say that, you know, there's plenty of foreign governments who spend time trying to find ways to influence our elections. I think the whole Russian angle, the Russians didn't help Trump win. Nothing the Russians that they've claimed the Russians did You know, even the WikiLeaks thing, you know what? I don't think that had a whole lot to do with why Trump won. Now, they can say it did, but I don't think it did. The fact that, you know, WikiLeaks did not stop Hillary Clinton from campaigning in Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania. She never went there. Trump went there several times, even though it was thought that there's no way he could win those states. You know, that's not Russian interference, unless the Russian rigged polls telling Clinton she was unbeatable. The problem was it was really weird because Hillary Clinton's campaign always seemed like it was a victory lap. It was like it was inevitable that she was going to win, and all the polls told her that, and all the pundits told her that, and everyone in the world told her that. Everyone just thought this was a joke. And I don't think, good morning, Seamus. I almost called you Seamus again. Seamus Derby, ladies and gentlemen. Seamus Derby's in the chat. It's pronounced Seamus. Kind of like Sean, but Seamus. Okay, anyway. Yeah, they treated it like it was inevitable. And so, you know, gosh. Oh, this is hilarious. It's like here, I got to show you this. But, you know, this report coming out, it's like election night all over again. Just, you know, people are, oh man, there are some pissed off people. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay, from last night, Tucker Carlson, the media figures who pushed this soon-to-be disproved sham collusion theory should be punished. Molly Hemingway on Tucker now. Let's see if I got they don't have it in here. Well, I'll just read this real quick. Oh, here, let's watch the opening last night's Tucker Carlson show. Hang on here, just a second. Let's look at Tucker. Now, granted, let's remember that I am not an unbiased source. if you haven't noticed. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. By the way, y'all, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so now and hit the little bell so that you can be sure to get notifications. What did I do here? Tucker Carlson. All right, let's watch it. Let's watch the beginning of Tucker show from last night. We're not going to watch the whole thing, but let's watch the opening monologue. All right, here we go.
Report is finally on its way. We have no inside information about that, though we should say that apparently the White House believes it too. When Mueller's report does arrive, it will go first to the Attorney General and the Deputy Attorney General, and there's not much debate about what should happen after that. Democrats have demanded the release of the entire document. The president agrees with them. He said he'd like to see that report go public so that voters can assess it for themselves. Of course, we'll bring it all to you when that happens. But for now, we'd like to take just a second to put this entire sprawling story into some perspective. Our job on this show is to remember things, to create a record of what has happened in this country over the past few years and what has happened to it. Our grandchildren will want to know. If the left has its way, they will never see the details. It will all be whitewashed like so much else in our history has been. So let's recall, for the record, what the Robert Mueller investigation is all about, why we got a special counsel in the first place. The point was not to discover whether the president fudged deductions on his tax returns 30 years ago. It was not to find out whether he wanted to build another hotel in a foreign country. From its first day, the Mueller investigation was justified by a single question. Did Donald Trump collude with the Russian government to steal the 2016 presidential election?
Ding! I still don't have my damn bell, and my bell sound effects is kind of being used right here, so I can't do that right now. So anyway.
Did the president betray his country?
Answer. What? That's...
For close to 3 years, Democrats have told us that, yes, he did do that.
It's beyond the shadow of a doubt to me that if there was not collusion, there was at least the effort to collude.
beyond. Now this is now. Have you ever seen this clip from Beto? This is. Explain this. Okay, so I'm gonna start it back up again because it's quite astounding. Listen to what he says here. It doesn't even make sense.
Democrats have told us that, yes, he did do that.
It's beyond the shadow of a doubt to me that if there was not collusion, there was at least the effort to collude.
I think there's...
Okay, what the hell does that even mean? It's beyond a shadow of doubt to me. If he didn't collude, he at least made the effort to collude. What the hell does that mean? That makes no sense. And how is it? It's beyond a shadow of a doubt. So apparently, Beto, Robert Francis O'Rourke. How is it? Are you part of the investigation? Are you one of the investigators? Have you gone through every bit of evidence? This is obviously this is what he's been saying. And now, as of last night. Anyway, and Adam Schiff for brains. Here we go.
There's plenty of evidence of collusion or conspiracy in plain sight.
There's plenty of evidence of collusion or conspiracy in plain sight. Well, interesting. Interesting. Apparently not. Maxine Waters, I think. I hear that voice. Is it her? Maybe not. We'll see. Who's the next one?
There's more to be learned about it. I believe there's been collusion. It's starting to smell.
I believe why? Why would you believe that, Maxine? My Ms. Representative Waters. I can't call her Maxine. I'm still one of those people who, well, I tend not to call people who are my elders by their first name. So Maxine is quite a bit older than me. So Representative Waters. Really? Is there? Oh, Adam Schiff for brains again.
Sight.
There's more to be learned about it. I believe there's been collusion. It's starting to smell more and more like collusion. We saw.
Oh, John Podesta. Imagine that. Imagine that. Because let's see. So Paul Manafort, who is going to prison for a few years, one of the things he was charged with was not registering as a foreign agent when he was doing some work for the government of the Ukraine, which at the time was hostile to the Russians. And he was working for, what was the name of that company he was working for? Does anyone remember that? Oh yeah, the Podesta Group, run by your brother, Tony Podesta, who also wasn't registered as a foreign agent for the Ukraine. Oh, wait a minute. It's called the Podesta Group. Hey, Pat, what's up, brother? Good to see you. It's called the Podesta Group because there's two Podestas who own the company. Although, obviously, John Podesta was working as Hillary Clinton's campaign chairman. But, but it's still his company, which was not registered as a foreign agent. And, wow, did they charge you with that? What did they just, I can't remember. Not yet. And Nancy Pelosi.
Cold, hard evidence of the Trump campaign, indeed the Trump family, eagerly intending to collude possibly.
Whoa. Wait, what did she just say? Hold on. Let's go back. Nancy. Excuse me. Representative Pelosi. Representative Pelosi says, listen to this carefully, and I want to see if you can hear the weasel word that she uses during this statement. She uses a very, very clear and a clear weasel word during the statement. Listen to this statement carefully.
Collusion? It's starting to smell more and more like collusion.
We saw cold, hard evidence of the Trump campaign, indeed the Trump family, eagerly intending to collude possibly with Russia.
Did you catch that? Did you catch that? What the actual... What are you talking about? What do you mean, possibly? And that's why And that's why where'd my image go? Oh, I lost my image. Hold on. I have to keep this handy. I apologize. I have to keep this handy because I'm going to be using this a lot because I just think it's perfect. Give me 1 second, people. I will find it very quickly because it's the image of the day. It is definitely the image of the day. And I'm going to use it over and over. I'm going to use it over and over because, oh, there we go. The image of the day, people. The image of the day. Whoop. Let's just, there we go. There we go. Oh, yes, the image of the day. All right, let's get back to Tucker. But yeah, possibly, that was such a definitive statement. And then she says, possibly colluded. I'm going to play it again because I just can't swear jar. Hey, I got an idea. I got a new idea for that swear jar, Johnny Hellcat, because Johnny Hellcat and I have a thing going that every time I swear, I got to put money in the swear jar. I got a better idea. How about every time I swear, you put money in the swear jar? And the swear jar is right down here in the chat, or well, Sarah, there you go. There's the swear jar right there in the chat. You can throw a super chat and tell me why I shouldn't be swearing. By the way, if you'd like, and my super chats are done through Streamlabs because I'm not monetized. And especially if you want to say something that you absolutely need heard, that's a good way to do it too. I don't care if it's only $1. Whatever you got to do, I will read whatever you put in the super chat via Streamlabs. Okay, so listen to her.
More and more
this is
collusion.
The most weaselly.
Cold, hard evidence.
Cold, hard evidence. Cold, hard evidence.
Of the Trump campaign.
Of the Trump campaign.
Indeed, the Trump
family.
Eagerly intending collude possibly.
To collude possibly. Oh my gosh. Cold hard evidence for the Trump and Trump family who intentionally collude possibly. My God, that's the dumbest. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. That's incredible. That's incredible. That's incredible. I mean, it's just so dumb. All right, let me move on here. Oh, possibly cold hard evidence. Yeah, Pat, there you go. Possibly is not cold hard evidence. Well, there's cold hard evidence that they thought about it. They might have, and they might have, pondered it. But there's cold hard evidence that they could have done it. Oh my God. With Russia.
These are not minor charges. And if you grew up in this country, it is hard to shrug them off. Now, Maxine Waters is irrelevant. She's a living sideshow. But Nancy Pelosi is not. She is the Speaker of the House of Representatives. She's third in line to the presidency.
And what's interesting now, she you know what, she got out ahead of this. Last week she said, yeah, where there's we have no interest in impeaching the president, because she's known all along that this entire thing's been bullshit. So she got out ahead of it. And so now she made that statement last week that there's not going to be impeachment as far as she's concerned. But all these guys, all they're going to do, they're going to constantly poison the well, because you have to. You have to do this. You got to do this. Okay. All right. Let's see what else. Let's finish this up.
Schiff is the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee. He's privy to the most highly classified information our government has. John Podesta, who you just saw, was the chief of staff in one White House. He was a senior advisor in another White House. Beto O'Rourke has raised more money than anyone running for president.
Oh, look, I love this. I don't watch Tucker, but when I do see clips of Tucker, I laugh so many times. Look at the clip he uses of Beto O'Rourke, the picture. Oh my gosh, that is so funny. He cracks me up. C. Thomas donated another $2. Thank you. The fucking shitty theatrics, these filthy cucks. Okay, let me you're C. Thomas, you're trying to get me in trouble with Johnny Hellcat, but I am gonna read this as it is written, even though, ladies and gentlemen, the views expressed on the Morning Night Live are not necessarily the views of the host or the Morning Night Live, although often we agree with them. These fucking shitty theatrics, these filthy cocksuckers fucking slime their way through his degenerate levels of grand. This goal shifting is so hard and fast that my ancestors and descendants got whiplash. Fucking these fucking fuckers. Fuck. End quote. Thank you, C. Thomas, for the $2 donation. I appreciate it. Johnny Hellcat, are you there? My tip jar is overflowing. My swear jar. My swear jar is overflowing. Thanks to C. Thomas. Thank you, C. Thomas.
2020. These are not peripheral figures making these
These
charges.
are all major
They're the
Democratic
most serious people in the modern Democratic Party.
Yeah.
And we took them seriously. We felt we had a duty to understand why they were calling the President of the United States a traitor. So we asked them. We interviewed a number of those people.
Oh, man, Twitter just is still just a flush with people calling the president a traitor. Now, that's a pretty damn big charge. Anyway, let's finish with just Tucker's intro here.
On this show. One of the most persistent accusers was Congressman Eric Swalwell.
If he's a guest on the show, I am playing it. We're gonna listen. Eric Swalwell is beside himself. Oh man, if you saw some of the clips of him yesterday, I'll find some. We'll find some. We'll go through some of Eric Swalwell today. Oh my goodness, listen to this. Okay, let's listen.
Swalwell of California. He's also a member of the House Intelligence Committee. If there was indeed evidence of collusion with Russia, Eric Swalwell would have seen it. Yet he never produced any, and we asked him repeatedly. Swalwell responded by accusing us of cutting him off on the air, of not letting him make his case. So finally, in frustration, we offered him a full half hour live on this show to tell us what the evidence was.
Oh, could it be?
If you have any evidence at all of collusion, any, and I don't care how small it is, I will give the floor to you, and I mean that, because I want to wrap this up. I'm sure you do too. So months later, Swalwell accepted our invitation. He came on the show, but he never produced a single piece of evidence that the Trump campaign colluded with anyone. Instead, he accused us of working for a foreign power. We'd asked Swalwell why the public couldn't see a memo related to the Russia investigation. Here's how he responded. In the case of today's memo, what specifically have I espoused that empowers threats to our country?
You're peddling the narrative that the Trump administration is putting out, which also is the Putin narrative, because they're retweeting this with their Russian bots. If you're on the same side as WikiLeaks and Putin,
I wonder, do you perceive
if you're on the same side as WikiLeaks and Putin, you should take a step back and wonder, whose bidding are you really doing?
Swalwell's it.
So for asking to see a government...
Oh, and if you'd have seen, he was on all over this TV last night, and he was almost in tears too. He was almost as deeply into tears as Rachel Maddow. It was kind of funny. It was funny, and he's still just grasping at straws. Anyway, let's finish this up.
Government document that he himself had seen. Congressman Eric Swalwell suggested that we were treasonous. There's been an awful lot of talk like that over the past couple of years. It has completely changed Washington. People in this city are now afraid. They watch what they say. They don't send emails. They worry about being denounced. Demagogues like Swalwell have terrified them. From the beginning of this investigation, there has been virtually no honest public debate about what is happening or what has happened. Watch this exchange from the early days of the administration.
If this is Adam Schiff has been saying from the beginning that they have the evidence. He's said that from the very beginning, that they have the evidence, but yet they've produced none.
Congressman Adam Schiff came on this show. We asked a simple fact-based question about what we know and what we don't know. And it was, are we certain the Russian government hacked John Podesta's Gmail account? Here's how Adam Schiff responded. Can you look right into the camera and say, I know for a fact the government of Vladimir Putin was behind the hacks of John Podesta's email?
Absolutely. The government of Vladimir Putin was behind the hacks of our institution and the dumping of information.
Of John Podesta's email.
Not only in the
of
United
John Podesta's
States,
email.
but also in Europe.
Okay, you're not, you know what, you're dodging.
And Tucker,
no, look and say, I know they did. John Podesta's emails, they hacked those.
And I think that Ronald Reagan will be rolling over his grave at your carrying water for the Kremlin.
I'm not carrying water for the... You're a sitting member of Congress on the Intel Committee, and you can't say they hacked...
You're gonna have to move your show to RT Russian television.
Wow. That's it. He has no evidence. Maniac Man says it was Democratic insider. I agree with you. And C. Thomas, thank you for another $2 on Streamlabs. Quote, I have to shitpost since you mentioned your granny panty swear jar, you PD. Oh, Pete Dog. Your betting mate is being uncool. Change my mind, that fucking peasant. I will have you swear like an old fucking sailor. I sound like at times. I will shit on that swear jar. That was very poetic, C. Thomas. Thank you again for the $2 in Streamlabs. Ladies and gentlemen, the Streamlabs is open. If you want things you want me to say. Now, occasionally I might truncate things if I'm afraid of saying those things, but you know what? That will be extremely rare. Okay. I think it was, the evidence is that there is a Democratic insider. The way, again, I've been following this, listening to a lot of different voices. There was a point where information, there's intelligent people who say the way that the information was transferred, the metadata behind the files says it was transferred locally, probably at the speed that goes onto a zip drive. And so there's, I think at some point that analysis is going to come out to be true. There's plenty of former NSA people, plenty of people who have no love for Trump whatsoever, who thinks that the idea that this was a hack is preposterous based on the metadata in the files that they supposedly hacked. So someday it'll come out. The media has no interest in pursuing that, but I think that's the case. Okay, let's go.
So to this day, even the most basic, the most elemental questions about the claims in this Russia story remain unanswered. Meanwhile, we've upended our entire foreign policy. We put Americans in prison, all on the basis of charges nobody has been willing to prove. How do we know that, Congressman? Shut up, you're a Russian agent. The conspiracy hawks seem totally impervious to shame or reason. You couldn't debate them because they wouldn't engage. They just threw slurs. They felt no need to demonstrate that any of it was true.
At what point do you draw the line and not accuse the President of the United States without any evidence of being an agent of Russia?
That's a great question, because so far there is no evidence. I'm going to play the question again because it's a very good question.
And not accuse the President of the United States.
They felt no need to demonstrate that any of it was true.
At what point do you draw the line and not accuse the President of the United States without any evidence of being an agent of Russia?
Yeah, he's betrayed our country, and I don't say that lightly. I worked as a prosecutor for 7 years, and
he betrayed our country, and yet you have no evidence. Now, if there is evidence that somehow that they go back and they find, oh, here it is, the smoking gun, and there's evidence, hey, I'll be on board, Mr. Swalwell, Representative Swalwell, or whatever your name is. But they have no evidence. You very clearly have admitted that there's no evidence, or at least you haven't produced any.
But betraying the country, by the way, we want evidence before you say that, but you said an agent of Russia.
Yeah, he works on their behalf.
But as a prosecutor, that was...
How does he work on their behalf? Okay, so there's sanctions, he bombed some of the Russian soldiers in Syria, he's fighting against the pipeline that they've been trying to send into Germany, and that thing fell through. That's millions of dollars, millions and millions and billions of dollars for Russia. He's been, yes, this is Vladimir Putin's 12-dimensional chess. We're going to make it like Trump really does not like us by doing things that are against our interest to show that he is a puppet of Russia. Yes, that's how we'll do it. What a dummy.
Wouldn't be evidence in court. I mean, as a prosecutor, you know the difference between hard evidence and circumstantial evidence. I'm not hearing the evidence that he's an agent of Russia.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear. It's almost hiding in plain sight.
Now remember, all these things were before this report came out, but oh my God. Yes, P-Dog, what? Wait, what? Huh? Yes? I'm not sure. Okay, I'm not sure what that yes is for. Anyway, we'll keep going. It's hiding in plain sight. Well, if it's hiding in plain sight, you would be able to articulate what that evidence is, Representative Swalwell.
It wasn't just Swalwell and Schiff. Some of the most...
By the way, all of you here, right now, do me a favor. Everyone in the chat. Here, let me be a little more. Everyone in the chat, right down there, somewhere close to there. In fact, let me look. I'll have to put my own face. I have to go see this myself here. Can I see myself? Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, it's actually a little more this way. It's over there. It says share. Click that button, hit the share, and send it to somebody. Say, hey, you should be watching this. This is pretty damn good. I know it's not really that good, but it's good enough. It's good enough. If you are entertained, hit the share button and send it out to somebody. Let them know we're here. All right, back to oh, silly me. Back to, wrong numbskull. Let's go back to the numbskulls here. Or not the numbskull. This is Tucker. Tucker's doing pretty good here, I think. Here, let's go back to Tucker real quick.
Respected, supposedly sober figures in our society engaged in this behavior for years. They said things that were so reckless and so damaging to this country that it's almost hard to believe it was happening. Keep in mind as you watch this clip that not so long ago, John Brennan was the director of the CIA.
Yeah, this guy,
the most powerful intelligence agency in the world.
This guy's a political.
McClatchy's reporting right now that Special Counsel Robert Mueller has evidence that Trump's personal lawyer and fixer, Michael Cohen, secretly made a late summer trip to Prague during the 2016 presidential campaign.
This was
According
brilliant.
to news sources familiar with the matter, confirmation of the trip would confirm
Michael, oh my gosh. Remember, if y'all remember this, part of the, it's funny because the Steele report, the Steele dossier, so to speak, that supposedly had all this evidence that Trump was colluding with Russia and the Russian prostitutes and piss bed and all that stuff. And here's what I hear people saying all the time. Well, they've confirmed many parts of it. So this is one of those things that was supposed to be in the Steele dossier, that Michael Cohen visited Prague in 2016 to meet with the some hackers, blah, 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 and they're going to hack the DNC. Michael Cohen blew that up in his own testimony, made several times that he has never even been to Prague, Czechoslovakia. Hey, Camel, what's up, brother? He's never been to Czechoslovakia. But then this McClatchy, which is just a hack, everyone's hack. All the corporate media is hack media, but McClatchy hack media says, some source said Mueller has evidence he was in Prague. He still has never been to Prague. Now, there was another Michael Cohen from New York that was in Prague at that time, but it was not this Michael Cohen. Anyway, let's see how they finish this part. But and back to the thing, they're saying that people have confirmed a lot of the things in the Steele dossier. Well, yeah, what, did they spell some names right or something? Sure, you can confirm that some of the names are spelled right, and that would be true in the dossier. It doesn't make all the other crap in the dossier true, and they have found very little. I'm just getting fired up about this.
Part of the Steele dossier.
Reports that Mr. Cohen was in Prague, despite his repeated denials. There is more and more
this is the former director of the CIA.
There is something here that is far from being anything near a witch hunt.
Michael Cohen was in Prague meeting with his Russian handlers. That's what Brennan just told us on cable television. Now, you'd think if anyone would know that fact, it would be the director of the CIA. The CIA knows all.
Yeah.
Except perhaps on this one question, Michael Cohen himself might know more. Cohen was asked directly about it when he testified before Congress. Cohen had no reason to protect Donald Trump. He had many reasons to hurt him. Here's what Cohen said.
You have been to Prague?
I've never been to Prague.
Never have.
I've never been to the Czech Republic.
You might balance my time.
That was Cohen also told.
Now I watched those hearings, and it was funny because for some reason the Republicans would all, they get 5 minutes, and so, the Democrats would usually take up all their time and kind of get onto the edge of their time. About half of the Republicans who were asking questions during the Michael Cohen hearing, they would be recognized, they would take their time, and they would ask one little question like that. And then they would yield their time back to either Jim Jordan or Mark Meadows or somebody who would just kind of rip into Michael Cohen, but whatever. I feel a tiny bit bad for Michael Cohen. I feel a tiny bit bad for Manafort. I feel a tiny bit bad for the guys who got caught up in this. Although Michael Cohen's kind of a jackass, but the people who've gotten caught up in this, who've been charged with process crimes and with nothing to do with Russia, they're ripping into people because they're related to Trump, because they hate Trump so much. Now, me, me, I'm not a huge fan of Trump. I don't hate Trump. He's the president. I personally think he's a jackass. I think that. The Democrats think that. Hell, his supporters think that. Trump knows he's a jackass. That's what makes him successful. He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't. He just does what he's going to do. I agree with most of the policies. There's things I don't agree with, but these people just hate Trump viscerally. And so all they want to do is destroy him. And so this whole thing, and it's funny because they say, oh, well, Mueller's an independent counsel, even though, but Mueller's a Republican. Who else is a Republican? Jeb Bush. John McCain was a Republican. Bill Kristol's a Republican. You ever heard, and it's funny because who Robert Mueller is very, very close with? Do you know who? The Bush family. He was the FBI director under President George W. Bush. Remember when we were we were talking about the Iraq War? And all these people, all these Democrats who are praising Robert Mueller, who have been praising Robert Mueller. Now the Democrats are pissed off at Robert Mueller because he's not doing what they want him to do. But remember, Robert Mueller was one of the guys who was so definitive about the WMDs in Iraq. Remember that? I might have to pull that clip up. All right, let me get back to Tucker here.
Told Congress that in all his years working as Donald Trump's personal attorney, one of the most intimate relationships in Donald Trump's life, he had never seen any evidence of collusion with Russia. Now, any fair person would consider that the beginning of the end of this story. Case closed. But it was too late.
Yeah, they were really interested in Cohen's testimony about everything else except for that fact. That Michael Cohen never saw any evidence of collusion. Michael Cohen never been to Prague. He testified about that. Now, they sure liked the other salacious stuff. The stuff about paying off women, whatever. But even that, so they're saying, so they're trying to make that a campaign finance violation. But in Cohen's testimony, he said that is something that he'd done many times in the past. So if you're doing it many times in the past when you're not running for a campaign, it's something that you've done. And so it obviously, even when you're in a campaign, if you've done it before when it's not related to a campaign, it has nothing to do with a campaign. So it cannot be a campaign finance violation. But apparently they didn't want to hear that either. So anyway, how much more? Let's see. Let's finish this introduction.
By that point, the Russia investigation had become such a ratings bonanza for the cable news channels that they couldn't slow down. They had no incentive to admit defeat. They had no incentive to acknowledge reality. So they continued, as they had since the inauguration, as if the story was entirely...
CNN was a dying network, and it's still last place, but guess what? Their ratings have improved since Donald Trump has been in office, because they make money. They can put out terrible stories and get everyone to watch. Trump is the greatest thing that's ever happened to CNN. MSNBC was doing all right by itself. The two more partisan networks, when it comes to their political commentary, have done well. So CNN had to get in on that somehow. So they decided to take a side when it came to Donald Trump, and their ratings rose also during that time. Not enough to get close to the other two. Hell, they're not even, they can't even beat Nickelodeon. But their ratings are better, and they're staying on the air, and they're getting advertisers. So anyway, here we go.
entirely real. Night after night, they brought us an endless parade of screamers, buffoons, and half-wits, all claiming knowledge of the conspiracy. Here, to pick one among 1,000 examples, is self-described intelligence expert Malcolm Nance delivering his analysis on MSN.
Oh, I can't wait to see what clip Carlson chose of Malcolm Nance. This guy, he's amazing. He is amazing. Let's go.
BC.
When Benedict Arnold gave the plans to West Point to Major Andre, and they captured Major Andre, they did not have any real information linking those plans to Benedict Arnold, other than the fact that he was in his presence at one point during that day. But everyone knew it was true.
Wait. Look at Chris Matthews' face listening to this. Even Chris Matthews like, what the fuck did he say? Wait a minute. Did I just miss another? Hang on a second. I'm sorry if I missed one of the donations. Oh, I'm sorry. C. Thomas again. C. Thomas with another $2 donation. Thank you, sir. I don't know if I should say sir or ma'am, but it's got to be a sir if you cuss like this. Well, not necessarily. Anyway, C. Thomas. These deep state whores called us Russiagate skeptics. Russiagate troll bot Russia troll bot peasants, while these cock and money hungry whorish thoughts project harder than IMAX. Oh, than an IMAX. Again, thank you, C. Thomas, for the $2 donation via Streamlabs. Ladies and gentlemen, the Streamlabs is right down there. In the chat, or excuse me, not in the chat, but in the description, or you can find it in the chat. Sarah's been so kind as to keep posting it up there for me. Wait, don't look at Malcolm Nance, but look at Chris Matthews' face while Nance is talking here. He looks so confused.
Treason when they caught the man and they hung him. So at some point, there is going to be a bridge of data here that is going to be unassailable.
Did I? Oh, I missed. Hang on.
Analysis on
MSNBC. Here we go. Now watch Chris Matthews' face when it comes out.
Gave the plans to West Point to Major Andre, and they captured Major Andre.
Look at him.
They did not have any real
Matthews
information
is like,
linking those plans to Benedict Arnold,
even Chris
other than the
Matthews
fact that he
has
was
no
in his
idea
presence at one point during that day. But everyone knew it was treason when they caught the man and they hung him.
God.
So at some point, there is going to be a bridge of data here that is going to be unassailable.
Malcolm Nance.
Thanks for the history lesson, Mr. Nance. They hung him. Let's hang this guy.
Yeah, and he's talking about hanging Trump. Benedict fucking Arnold. Oh, that is, oh my God.
After a while, after years of this, voters started to agree. Thanks to propaganda like what you just saw, 53% of registered voters now believe the Trump campaign, quote, worked with...
Oh, is that Is Corbyn? Are you Corbyn? I keep seeing Corbyn in here, and I don't see anyone named Corbyn in here. Is that who the fuck is that? Is that C. Thomas? I don't know. Seamus, who is Corbyn? I don't see a Corbyn in my chat. Anyway, let's go. I'm gonna stick with Carlson Tucker here.
With Russia to influence the 2016 election. Among Democratic voters, fully 67% believe that Russia somehow rigged the vote tally. Nobody's ever explained how exactly the Russians might have done that, but of course they did it. Russia rigged the election. CNN says so every night.
Of course Russia rigged the election.
There need to be consequences for this.
Of course they did.
Once the Mueller report appears and it becomes incontrovertible that whatever his faults, Donald Trump did not collude with the Russians, the many people who have persistently claimed on the basis of no evidence that he did collude with the Russians ought to be punished. Not indicted or imprisoned, obviously, but thoroughly shamed and forced to apologize.
Yeah.
If Republicans spent 3 full years falsely...
They're not, though. They're not going to apologize. And you know what? You know, the thing is, and I'm sure the Democrats are probably saying, oh, yeah, the Republicans should apologize to Hillary Clinton and all this for all the stuff because no one got indicted. But there's a whole different reason no one got indicted then. Because I hate to use the conspiracy word fixed, but now we're finding out that the Justice Department told the FBI not to do this, not to recommend indictments. They were instructed not to, because that's what the Obama administration wanted. They did not want that to happen, because that would have made Trump president anyway. But you know what? Joke's on them. Trump won the election anyway. And so now they got to make excuses.
Claiming that Barack Obama colluded with the government of Iran. Would those who claim that ever work in media or politics again?
Nope, they would not.
That's a rhetorical question. Lying and recklessness should never be ignored. In 2003, the United States invaded Iraq on the premise that Saddam Hussein possessed massive stockpiles of chemical and biological weapons. Many of us believed it, but the claim was false. Thousands of Americans died.
By the way, now, I know I had to put my face back on the screen here for a second because I just want to bring up here's what I wanted to bring up. I want to see if this is the right one. All right. Now that he brings up Iraq,
first of all,
let's just take this real quick.
Did you ever speak?
Oh, that's not the right one. Hang on. Not Sheila Jackson Lee. Let me find the right one real quick. Anyone remember this greatest hit? Let's see. Let me jump forward a little bit.
That must evolve. The pre-September 11 FBI reflects an agency that must evolve and that must change.
Oh, this may not be it.
Our mission, our priorities, our structure, our workforce.
Y'all know who this guy is, right?
Our technologies are to revolve around the one central, paramount premise of preventing the next attack.
Okay.
As an example, we have a financial review. The need for change was apparent even before September 11th. It has become more urgent since then.
So
hang on, that's not the one I wanted.
Justice continues to insist.
Sorry, I'm failing here, but we'll get the right one. There's one here that you just wow, is it not? I wonder if they took it off YouTube. Oh, this is the one. Listen, here's Robert Mueller's greatest hits.
As Director Tenet has pointed out, Secretary Powell presented evidence last week that Baghdad has failed to disarm its weapons of mass destruction, willfully attempting to evade and deceive the international community. Our particular concern is that Saddam Hussein may supply terrorists with biological, chemical, or radiological material.
And you couldn't see it because you can see him testify.
As Director Tenet has pointed out, Secretary Powell presented evidence last week that Baghdad has failed to disarm its weapons of mass destruction, willfully attempting to evade and deceive the international community. Our particular concern is that Saddam Hussein may supply terrorists with biological, chemical, or radiological material.
All right, yeah, there's Robert Mueller's greatest hits. There it goes. Thank you, Corbin. Thank you, Corbin. C. Thomas donated $2. You were waiting to know who this mysterious Corbin is. It's a me, your shit-posting peasant, C. Thomas. Also, the fucking memory of the left is pretty damn short since they praise Bush-era bullshit while condemning strawman fuckery. Hell yeah. Hey, Scrappy, what's happening? You know what, Scrappy? I'm going to tell you what you missed. This morning it's almost noon here now where I am. We are enjoying just a little Mueller's day off. Robert Mueller's day off. We're just going over through some of the highlights and just the things that are happening in the news regarding the Mueller report being sent to the Justice Department. Thank you, C. Thomas, for the $2. And we do have the Streamlabs down there where you can have things you want said out loud by yours truly. All right, let's finish up Tucker's monologue, and then we'll find some more stuff to laugh at.
Trillions were wasted. Nobody was punished. To this day, Max Boot takes a paycheck from the Washington Post. Bill Kristol appears on MSNBC. John Bolton is this country's national security advisor. There were no consequences to their foolishness and their dishonesty. None. And so we started a series of eerily similar wars, all with entirely predictable results. Nobody learned anything. Will we learn anything from the Russia collusion hoax? Or will the same cast of liars and buffoons simply move on to the next scam? Climate change, the Green New Deal. We can't give you details. It's too important. Obey or else. That could easily happen. In fact, it will happen for certain, unless we remember exactly what we've just seen. Michael Caputo is a former Trump campaign advisor, and he joins us.
I'm going to skip Michael Caputo, but we're gonna. I got a few more, and then as soon as my wife gets here, Lady Boomer and my son are out shopping right now, and then we're gonna go to lunch. So that'll be in the stream. That can happen at any time, but they'll be shopping for a while, so no worries. Yeah, I will not obey either, Scrappy. I feel you. I feel you, my brother. All right, let's go back in. We've got plenty more. There's just. Oh, by the way, again, the meme of the day is. Just so you know, here you go. We're gonna just keep showing that one. That's my favorite meme of the day. This is the Never Trumpers reacting to the Mueller report. It can't just be the Never Trumpers. It's Never Trumpers and the Democrats. Let's just keep moving them goalposts. All right. I'm having a little fun here today. I would love to have someone on who disagrees with me on this stuff, but that's fine. We'll get there someday. Now I'm gonna just pop through my. Well, here, I'll go back to Ace for a little bit because there's. Oh, by the way, if you weren't here for this one, I just want to play it again because I'm enjoying it so much.
To do that Bill Barr stopped Mueller from doing. And that's fascinating. Because everybody would like to hear that from Robert Mueller as well as from Bill Barr. But at this point, it's only Bill Barr who is speaking on Mueller's behalf. Robert Mueller is still, at this point, publicly silent, as he has been from the very beginning. Although we'll have more on that in a moment. Here's more from the letter, though. Quote, the special to do.
By the way, just so you know, the person who posted that, their Twitter account was suspended. It was suspended for that. Are you kidding me? You just can't say things. You can't say anything to. You can't tell them to learn the code. You got to be careful around these journalists because they are now a protected class. Good God. Let's see. Yeah, I miss Molly Hemingway. Oh, that's the opening. So to be clear, there are no sealed by the way, just so the news from last night, there are no sealed indictments per a law enforcement official who knows. And this is someone named Ken Dillahan who's on Twitter. Here, I'll put this on the screen. Breaking, no further indictments. A senior U.S. law enforcement official with direct knowledge of the matter says that the special counsel's office has concluded their investigation by transmittal of their report as federal regulations mandate. Someone named Ken Dillahan. He says, to be clear, there are no sealed indictments per law enforcement. Per law enforcement official knows. So let's see. When Fusion Ken says your conspiracy theory is wrong, it's wrong. Someone on Fox pointed out that James Comey seemed to have advanced word of this report today, and I think it was Harris Faulkner. Okay. Oh, fuck. You know what? Tucker is actually funny. So this is from one of my favorite blogs, The Ace of Spades. Tucker Carlson worries about Brian Tater Stelter's hunger pangs. Send him a dozen jelly donuts. What a mensch. Sweet guy. He's made enough in love. Here's the article. Fox News host Tucker Carlson sent CNN chief media correspondent Brian Stelter a dozen jelly donuts. Stelter received them Wednesday in New York, but so far has not reached out to Carlson in response. Sources tell the Mirror that Stelter was thrilled to get the delicate pastries, but agitated and confused by the gesture. He told a number of people he had no idea what the point was. Was it a peace offering? Maybe. It's hard to get inside anyone's brain or stomach, but what is certain is that there are more jelly donuts on Stelter's horizon. From what I'm told, as many as he needs. Oh my gosh, would that not be funny if the new gag is to send jelly donuts to Brian Stelter? I couldn't imagine that happening. Could you imagine that just being a thing? So, jelly donuts every day. The message might be that Brian Stelter's jelly-like core, he's bought and paid for company man who doesn't dare say anything critical about his left-wing media allies or the Democratic Party's cherished narratives. Also, a less obvious message might be that Brian Stelter is super fat and needs to change the pictures he uses for social media to pictures taken within 10 of his current BMI measurement. I mean, seriously, it's one thing for an aging Hollywood starlet to use publicity pictures of herself as a younger woman, but Stelter's supposed to be a journalist. He insists on using pictures of himself from 10 years and 70 pounds ago. Have you ever seen that? Brian Stelter he has publicity photos. Literally, they got to be 10 years old. And he's really thin in his publicity photos. It's kind of funny because every time I see it, I go, that doesn't even look like Brian Stelter. It looks nothing like him. What the hell is he using for a publicity photo? Anyway, by the way, y'all, I got to thank you for watching. This is an impromptu stream of the Morning Night Live, which we don't always do. But if you're wondering when we're here normally, we are normally here at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, and 2 p.m. GMT, Monday through Friday. We're here every weekday, and then I'll do an occasional stream like that. But man, I am so happy that those of you who see the notifications come in and watch. I hope you're having a good time. And also now I have a new feature on Fridays, which I call Dawg Park Friday, where we bring in guests and we banter and just talk about things that are happening on Twitter and things like that. And if you missed yesterday's show, we had Irate Bear, we had Ranting Monkey, and we had Sinatra Says on the show, even though he was only here for a brief time at the end. So be sure, even if you don't even if you don't see the shows live, those shows are all archived and put on Twitter, or excuse me, Twitter. Blah, 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 blah. They are on YouTube. I leave them on YouTube. So if you want to watch them after the fact, please enjoy those and share those out too. Because sharing is helping me grow. In fact, as of yesterday, I hit 250 subscribers. Now, when I started this show, the Morning Night Live, just over 10 weeks ago, because yesterday was my 50th show, I had 67 subscribers when I started. So I've more than tripled the subscribers. So apparently I'm doing something right. People are enjoying the show. People come in and out. And a lot of you are regulars. And I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you guys for sharing what we do. That's the biggest thing you can do for me. The Streamlabs Super Chats are absolutely appreciated. In fact, C. Thomas is the rock star today. But sharing this is just as important. I would love to be able to get up to at least 1,000 subscribers so I can finally get monetized and do the super chat thing. That's a little. I know super chats are a lot easier for people than Streamlabs, even though super chat 30% of that goes to YouTube, whereas Streamlabs has a really small, tiny processing fee. So really, if you can donate to creators, donate in ways that are that cost them less, then your money goes to where you want it to go and not to places like YouTube, which everybody loves. But you know what? If we can get to if we eventually get this to 1,000, I know it's easier to do super chats. It just is. I mean, a lot of the people I watch, I just do super chats because it's right there. Whereas Streamlabs, you got to go in, you got to, if you go into Streamlabs and set up how you pay all the time, then it's not that hard. But again, you still have to go somewhere else to get to Streamlabs. All right, let me get off of that subject. Let's find some more things to laugh about until my wife gets here. And I'm sorry, Lady Boomer. Yeah, she had things to do. She didn't know my son was coming home. I'm gonna just stick with the Ace of Spades because it's funny. He's funny. He's a funny dude. And so we're going to go on here. The dud bombshell continued. It says, I've added a bunch to the sidebar, but here's some spin. Old spin. Mueller is going to prove Trump is guilty of colluding with a hostile foreign power. I didn't say that I couldn't even understand myself when I said that. Let me start over. Here's some spin. Old spin. Mueller is going to prove Trump guilty of colluding with a hostile foreign power. New spin. The real story here is that Mueller performed creditably. I don't get that one. Old spin. The president is a traitor. We know this. We don't need to wait for the evidence. New spin. Now that it's proven the president is not a traitor, don't you all owe apologies to Robert Mueller for smearing his name. Old spin. Trump and Jarrett and Don Jr. and a host of other conspirators colluded with Russia. New spin. The lack of any new indictments or any indictments mentioning conspiracy with Russia probably just means that Trump isn't being indicted because he's a sitting president. I guess he conspired with Russia completely alone. We'll see what evidence our conspiracy theory may uncover in the future. Oh, what does that mean? What does that mean? Oh, shoot. Dang it. I'm supposed to keep this handy. Hang on. I'm gonna put this where I can find it. Damn it, because I need this. I'm gonna need this over and over and over and over and over. I need this ready at all times. And we're gonna move that over here where I can find it really easy. In fact, I'm gonna put it way over there. All right, here we go. This is what I was looking for. I really need it. Here we go. Boom. There it is. Oh, I love that. All right. Let's see. Flounder adds some old spin, new spin I heard round about February when they started downplaying this. Old spin. Russia. New spin. Nah, brah. I never really thought there was any Russia collusion. Yeah, there's lots of people doing that. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get out of Ace because I could just sit here and do Ace all day. Here's now. Let's. You know what? All right. Just for the fun of it. Just for the fun of it, we're gonna do something besides. We're gonna do something besides collusion because I just can't. I can't do this all day. Now we already did the good fences story. I got a couple others here though that I think are kind of humorous. So I don't know. This story cracks me up, and I don't know what Penn Live is, but this is a funny story. So let's just get into some fun stuff. Oh, did I miss one? Did I miss this? Did I miss the Streamlabs yet? Just checking here. Oh no, I did that one. Okay. By the way, I think I had a couple new subscribers this morning too. Oh, Piccolo, the driving 8-man. Yep. Thank you again, Piccolo. Welcome to the show. Welcome to my channel. If you haven't been here before, or if you just forgot to subscribe. By the way, if you're not subscribed, oops, that side, this side, right there, down there. Hit that subscribe, hit the bell, make sure you get the notifications, because sometimes I just randomly stream, like today. Today's a random stream. All right, here's a good article that I thought was funny, so here it is. Boom. 2 beers stolen, $15,000 in damage as suspect crashes SUV through front doors. This guy really, really needed a beer. One man in Delaware County really wanted beer. 2 of them, actually. The 2 Bud Ice cans together would have cost $2.50, but the damage he caused to the beer distributor to get those brews cost in excess of $15,000. You know what? Let's just watch the story because this is hilarious.
I love running in Philadelphia.
Except you probably don't need
so many good things
so
to look at.
We're gonna get an ad here.
I feel like I've done my chores. I feel happier with my family. I feel better about the food I'm eating.
For some reason, we can't skip the ad. Surveillance video from a beer distributor in Newton Square shows a Ford SUV backing up and crashing through the front doors of the Newtown Square Beverage on the 100 blocks of South Newton something Road, blah, 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 4 a.m. Wednesday. Jesus, they put a second ad on it? Okay, here we go. All right.
It used to be up on the facade of this place, but somebody drove their car backwards, crashed on into it, and what did they steal? Just 2 beers, these bad boys, for $2.50.
You see smash and grabs, now you have backups, smashes and grabs.
Loyal customer Mike Kuhn watched the surveillance video for the first time.
For
In
2
it, we
Bud
see a
Ice.
Ford SUV ram through the front doors of Newtown Square Beverage. Then, look at this angle. A guy reaches through the front into a case and grabs 2 Bud Ice beers. Owner Sam Savalaya couldn't believe it.
The 1 can cost is $1.25 and the 2 can is going to be $2.50.
Yet the cost of replacing crushed cinder block, framing, and glass doors, Sam says $15,000.
If he wants the 2 cans, if he tell me I'm going to put the 1 case of beer outside, there's the work for everybody.
He says insurance will cover it, but that's not the point.
I don't think Sam will appreciate his version of takeout service here.
Police want you to take a good look at this video again. You can clearly see the suspect's face.
He's dangerous any way you look at it. If he's willing to do something like that, to back up into a store and rob it, well, what's next? Running somebody over to get away from it? Running a policeman over? God only knows.
They also can't understand why the guy did all this for 2 cheap
For
cans of beer.
goddamn Bud
Sam
Ice.
tells me from this spot where he
Good
grabbed
Lord.
the beers, he was in arm's reach of a register and of the cigarettes. So if you know who this person is, you get a pretty clear shot of him. Sam wants you to call police. Reporting
all right.
in Newtown Square, Keith Jones, NBC 10 News.
So that guy really, really, really needed beer. Wouldn't you, if you're going to go to all that to steal a beer, wouldn't you steal a better beer than Bud Ice? Bud Ice is terrible. It's just disgusting. Oh my gosh, who's drinking Bud Ice anymore? Oh man. All right. What else we got here? I got a couple more that are kind of funny here. Here's one. Florida man story. Hey. Oh, by the way, have any of you done the Florida man challenge? Are you familiar with that? What you do is you go in. I think you have to do it in Google, but you put in Florida man and then the month and date of your birth, and you'll get the Florida man. You try to find this Florida man story. We got a little Florida man story. Florida man says woman hosed him down for fishing in water she owns. What? Vero Beach, Florida. A fight over fishing is making waves online after a man claimed a Vero Beach woman sprayed him with a hose and told him she couldn't fish near her home because she owns the water, according to CBS 12 News. Jose Ortiz, who is from New Jersey but lives in Melbourne, told WPEC-TV that he regularly fishes along State Road A1A just south of the Sebastian Inlet and never had any issues. He said he was on public property last week when Joyce Katibi, Joyce Katibi, a nearby homeowner, started yelling at him. Katibi told WPEC that Ortiz trespassed through several properties and was fishing from the shore. In a video, Ortiz asked Katibi if all the waters by the dock belongs to her. She said yes. Then she grabbed a hose and started spraying water towards Ortiz. Although she claims she did not directly spray him. Indian River County Sheriff's deputy was called to the scene and asked Ortiz to leave after looking at property records online. So, you know what? Ortiz says he plans to file a complaint against Katibi. Now, I'm wondering. Oh, let's see. WPTV reported that Katibi's property line does not extend into the water, unlike her neighbors. Now, that's interesting. He's also planning to fish Joyce's dock. I'm sorry, I don't have the article sitting out. I forgot to transition here. He's also planning a Fish Joyce's Dock event this weekend, inviting several fishermen to join him near her property. He said about 400 are expected. Oh, that's why I laughed at this. I remembered why that's what makes this story funny. So now I'm wondering, if it doesn't make it clear if it doesn't make it clear. Oh, now there's a Twitter handle called Choices Fish Dock. Since this is a recurring question, yes, I will be going live on Facebook for this event. Also sharing all videos from all other anglers to the page from the event. Oh, it's a Facebook page. They made a Facebook page called Fish Joyce's Dock. Oh, that's his event. Okay. We'll have Facebook Live check-ins periodically, early AM, at the camp ramps and fishing our way to the dock. Now I wonder, has he been walking through private property to get to this dock? So that's, if he's been doing that, maybe, just maybe, she has a point, but her property line does not extend into the water like some of the other people around her. So she doesn't own the water. But I also wonder, so they did ask the sheriff did ask Ortiz to leave after looking at the property records online. So who knows? I don't know. Oh, Bud, yeah, I wouldn't drink Bud Ice. Ugh, I'm still going back. I'm thinking about that Bud Ice too, going, who the hell drinks Bud Ice? Good Lord. Oh, wow. This is, by the way, this is an interesting one. Traveler in Russia on a Russian road captures a video of a tall truck going under a series of low bridges, striking two of them. I don't know if you've seen this one. A video recorded on a St. Peter road shows the truck striking a low bridge, leaving a dent in the structure, but leaving no apparent damage to the vehicle. So just take a look at this one. Good. Oh, see? He damaged the bridge.
Ай, сак, а сейчас будет еще раз. Что он сейчас будет делать? Смотрим.
Now, it would be funny if it took the top of the truck up. But yeah, man. I don't know if I would drive under that bridge after that truck went through there.
Финалочка. Финалочка.
Oh, damn!
Все, снес.
Wow. Okay, so that was the the guy taking chances. All right. Next story. Let's see. Oops, wait a minute. Oh, this is from the Metro. Oh. Oh, well, now I lost it. Where is it? I lost it. Where is it? There, here we go. This one's kind of funny. Man accidentally shoots himself after throwing a gun at a cockroach to kill it. Man accidentally shot himself after he threw his gun at a cockroach in an attempt to squash the insect, police say. The unnamed 50-year-old man told police in Detroit, Michigan that he tried to kill the bug on Tuesday by throwing a shoe at it, only for a revolver hidden inside to go off and send the bullet flying in his direction. So apparently he had a revolver hidden in his shoe. He threw the shoe, but the gun went off. After throwing a sneaker at the cockroach, the man's gun fell out and fired, striking him in the foot. Authorities said the man was taken to a local hospital and is in stable condition following the incident. It is unclear whether he ended up successful squashing the cockroach or not. Detroit police say it was not been able to confirm the man's version of events. This is not the first time that Detroit has seen an injury caused by someone who went to extreme lengths to kill insects. Oh my gosh, this happened more than one. How many? Could you imagine if you're a police officer? Imagine, okay, and you got you got people calling because they needed to kill an insect. In January 2016, a man was badly burned after he tried to light bed bugs on fire in his apartment. He doused his infested furniture with alcohol and lit a cigarette, which he used to try to burn one of the tiny bugs, but ended up burning the couch and himself. The incident has also destroyed 4 apartment units and caused water damage in more than 20 other units. In 2015, a woman named Sherry Young tried to use alcohol and a flame to kill bed bugs, but ended up starting a massive fire that destroyed her 48 units. Oh my God. Destroyed 48 units in her apartment building. 5 people, including an unnamed woman, 3 firefighters were rushed to the hospital. Guys, call it a damn exterminator or buy some freaking raid or something. Don't set fires and throw guns and all that nonsense. Good God. You crazy people. What's wrong with you? Let's see. Breaking up is hard to do. I can't remember this one. Oh, this is that woman. Okay. Woman fakes her own kidnapping and murder to break up with poor boyfriend. Good Lord. No one ever said that ending a romantic relationship was easy. I'm going to try to go in my Valentine sexy voice for this one, because this is a relationship issue. No one ever said that ending a romantic relationship was easy, but planning your own kidnapping and subsequent murder just to avoid telling someone it's over sounds ridiculous. And yet one Chinese woman did just that. Rather than tell her boyfriend she didn't want to be with him anymore. A 37-year-old woman from Wuhan in central China's Hubei province was recently arrested after it was revealed that she had faked her own kidnapping and murder at the hands of her ex-husband in order to avoid having to break up with her current boyfriend, whose financial situation she considered lacking. The woman, surnamed Yu, had been dating her boyfriend Lin for a while, but she only learned that he was poor after visiting his home during a Chinese New Year. It was something she apparently couldn't get over, so she decided to leave him. But fearing that he would get clingy and refuse rejection if she simply told him she wanted to end the relationship, Yu devised a plan to make herself disappear. On February 21st, shortly after returning from the disappointing visit to Lin's hometown, Yu disappeared from a couple's dormitory at the Hungpi Zhihai Industrial Park. And a few minutes later, she called her boyfriend to tell him that she had been kidnapped by her ex-husband. "Come and save me. My ex-husband has kidnapped me. Come quickly. I think I'm on the highway already," the 37-year-old woman said before abruptly ending the call. To make the kidnapping seem more believable, Yu then sent her boyfriend several text messages pretending to be her kidnapper, warning him that she would be killed if he dared call police. She then followed up with more texts informing Lin that she had been killed and her body had been thrown into a lake. My God, that's going to some serious work to break up with somebody. Good morning. I'm sorry, I broke character. Unable to negotiate with the kidnapper, a distressed Lynn eventually called police. After being informed about the situation, local police started investigating surveillance footage in Wuhan. And 3 days ago, they were able to track down Yu to a small motel in Wuhan's Tenglong district. But when they arrived on the scene, officers were shocked to find the alleged victim casually lying in the bed watching TV. When questioned by police, her kidnapper about her kidnapping, the surprisingly calm woman told them that she had recently found out that her boyfriend was poor and that she had faked her own kidnapping and murder, hoping that he would just give up and move on with his life. Yeah, you know what? If someone, you would want to, even if they were trying to, you want to make, what the hell? You want to make sure they're safe. Who would just, I'll just forget about you. You were kidnapped and murdered? Well, hey, I'm moving on because that chick over there is pretty hot. Oh man, that's crazy. All right, next story. This is a story that this is a story that is near and dear to my heart because every morning I sit here with a cup of Reparations coffee and just sip away. But I make the coffee myself and I put it in a nice clean cup and I use purified water and it's all delicious. However, why you should probably drink coffee in your home. 1 in 5 office mugs contain fecal matter, and it's probably not your own. The office tea round can be a political affair. Who do you include? Whose turn is it to buy the milk? Okay, I'll just say coffee. And can anyone even remember the last time Anthony in accounts even made a brew? But according to a horrifying study, there might be even more worry about when it comes to your lovely morning cuppa at your desk. According to research by Total Jobs, 1 in 5 office mugs contain fecal matter because 25% of people don't wash their hands after going to the bathroom while they're at work. Yuck. Yeah, man, this coffee tastes lousy. It tastes like shit. Anyway, the recruitment company enlisted the help of the hygiene doctor, Dr. Lisa Ackerley, to get her advice on how to avoid those horrible germs. She said, whatever you do, don't leave mugs or water bottles out overnight. Water is night sterile. Bacteria will build up overnight. Ideally, bring your own mug and bottle to work. Don't share them with your colleagues. They're talking about tea because this is Great Britain, but whatever. Coffee, tea, whatever. Bring your own mug. Make sure it's clean. And your mug isn't the only disgusting thing in the office. According to a study, according to the study, the average office desk has up to 400 times more bacteria than a toilet seat. People who eat at their desks are most at risk for picking up horrible bacteria, followed by people who chew their pens and those who bite their nails. Did any of y'all see that picture of the girl licking the airline toilet seat that's been going around on Twitter? That she went and licked a toilet seat on the plane, which is pretty freaking gross. But hey, it's safer than licking your office mate's desk, apparently. Oh man, what a day. What a day. What a day. This coffee tastes like shit. C. Thomas, again with the $2 donations via Streamlabs. You can find Streamlabs link down in the description below, or Sarah will probably put it up because I'm talking about it right now. Have we got a moment to discuss our Lord and Savior, Alut Al-Zaim? The American Translucent White delegation is out to end the unfair spectrum touted by the life-controlled media and seek entanglement. All hail the blue whale. Hey, a reference to our good friend Gasly. I would love to, I'm going to try to get Gasly in here someday on my Friday afternoon, or the Dawg Park Fridays. Maybe we'll try to get Ghastly in here one day. He's a funny mother. Shut your mouth. Just talking about Ghastly. That's if you're not familiar, Ghastly, gotta go subscribe to Ghastly. He's funny as hell. I already said that. He's a funny mother. Shut your mouth. Just talking about Ghastly. If you know the reference to what I'm talking about right now, put a 1 in the chat. Let's make see. Hey, I can dig. There you go, Black Roman. You know what I'm sorry. You know what I'm talking about, right? Aha. Put a 1 in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. All right. Let's see. I got a couple more, and then we're gonna get out of here because I know my wife's gonna show up here pretty soon. Hey, sex. Oh, speaking of which, that's the next one I have right here. God damn it. Put that there. There we go. All right. Sex worker goes viral for licking airplane toilet in gross Twitter video. See, Thomas, you got to get with it, man. I'm talking about Shaft, baby. Shaft. Doom 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 doom. Who is the man? There's something for another man. Shaft. You're damn right. All right. Yeah, I'm talking about just talk about Shaft. Hey, Ezoob, I didn't even see you here. Good. Well, it's good afternoon now where I live. I don't know if it's morning or afternoon. This is still the Morning Night Live special edition Saturday. Let's go on. Let's talk about this girl though. Sex worker goes viral for licking an airplane toilet in gross Twitter video. An American sex. You know what? An American sex worker. Okay, whatever. Has stunned the internet by filming themselves licking an aeroplane toilet. Twitter user Grimiest, who calls themselves Grimy, uploaded the shocking video on March 18th after flying to Barcelona in Spain. Why do they keep calling her they? Is she non-binary? Or is this just one of those people who like to... Oh, my God. They captioned the footage. I've licked a lot of toilets in my day, but this was the first that made my tongue go numb, followed by a series of emojis. Bitch, what's wrong with you? Oh, you hoe. In the video, shot with a Snapchat filter, Grimy can be seen running her tongue. It's a her. Fuck you. It's obviously a chick. God damn it. In the running her tongue along the toilet seat while maintaining eye contact with the camera. She later confirmed that she had cleaned it the first time before making the quick film. But despite that, the short clip was immediately met with disdain from other social media users who described it as rank and gross. Oh, you think? It's numb because you just contracted 1,200 diseases at once, one person replied. Another added, this very well might be the worst thing that I've ever laid my eyes upon. What is wrong? Oh, look at her all happy and shit. Excuse me for a moment. Oh, God, what the fuck is this crazy bitch is that? All right, I'm back. Oh, we always wonder if we can, but we never wonder if we should, a third wrote, while a fourth exclaimed, I can't believe what I see on this app sometimes. That's enough for Twitter today. I would have shut Twitter down for... Oh, look at that. She's just all happy licking it, too. And then she's smiling, licking her lips and shit. Oh, my God. What's wrong with this girl? Let's see. Here it is. Here it is. Uh-oh, hold on. Oh, it can be. All right. Okay, and somehow this moved on to something else. Okay, sorry, that was my son asking me that. I know, look at that. I'm thinking the same damn thing. This shit is nasty. All right, we're going to do one more, then I got to get out of here because it's time for lunch in the Minnesota area, especially when Lady Boomer and my son are on their way back. So real quick, let's do one more, and then we're going to call it a day. Hope you've enjoyed this so far. Let's see, real quick. Here, okay, this is a little, this one's not gross, but if perchance you have $14.2 million just to, just as on a lark, you could own a zoo. Anyone want to buy a zoo? York, Maine. If you ever wanted to own a zoo full of animals, you're in luck. York's Wild Kingdom, a zoo and amusement park in Maine, just went up for sale in late February, and it's still on the market. SeacoastOnline.com reports that the 54.4-acre property went on the market last month and is being offered by KRE Brokerage Group. The co-owner of the zoo said there's not a rush to sell the zoo, and it will remain open for business through Memorial Day weekend. Buyers of the zoo will get the property, which includes animals, a butterfly exhibit, paddle boats, miniature golf, rides, and a haunted house. So there you go. That's my happy news to end the stream because I need to eat. I'm hungry, and Lady Boomer and the boy are on the way home. So we're probably gonna call it a day. But my gosh, people, this has been fun. Keep an eye out for all the salt. We could probably resalinate the entire Pacific Ocean with all the salt that you're going to be seeing over the next 24 to 48 hours. And actually, it's going to be a salty time for the next 2 years. I just can't wait to see what some of these congressional committees come up with to subpoena. And I'm waiting for the actual Mueller report to come out. Frankly, I hope they put the whole thing out unredacted. I would love to see what they got going on, but boy. Just remember this. This is the most important thing that you can see today, and this is it right here. 1, 2, 3. Remember this image, because that you're going to see it. You're going to be seeing a hell of a lot of that. You're going to be seeing a hell of a lot of that over the next, I'm going to say the next 2 years and possibly the next 6 years if President Trump gets reelected. All you're going to see is, but you know what? If he gets reelected, this image won't matter anymore, I don't think. So anyway, well, y'all, thank you so much for being with me today on the Morning Night Live special Saturday edition. I am normally here on Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 9 o'clock Central, 2 p.m. GMT for all you people who are in other parts of the world that are not these great United States. I thank you so much for being here. I enjoy doing this so much. One of these days, I'm going to have an outro for this show, but you're going to stick with the big Sun Fireball for now. Again, thank you, especially C. Thomas, who's the star of the day in the Streamlabs donations. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate that. I also appreciate all of you who share via Twitter, via other social media. And even if the stream's over, you can still share it and make sure that people know what's going on. If you're not here when we're live, the show's always on YouTube. So thank you again. Appreciate it. My name is Dawg Knight, and I am out of here. Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog Studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United